Hello, hi, um, welcome back from Studios, if you're returning. I saw The Kingsman today, and I thought I'd make a video, which is weird, because I haven't done a video since, like, August, let alone a film review, but I just, I really thought I mean, The Kingsman brought me back to YouTube to talk about it. I don't even want to talk about it for that long. I just need to kind of... I really didn't like The Kingsman, but it's not just that, like, I didn't like it. It was strange. And not that the film was strange. I mean, fucking what's his name? Rasputin was a weird again. But this is, this is somewhat all stuff from history, somewhat. So for starters, if anyone hasn't seen it, this is going to be a spoilery review. So for starters, I went with my dad, right? It's Boxing Day, and I believe it came out today. I saw it with my dad, and my dad really enjoyed it. He came out of it and he was like, "No, that was really good." And he has seen the other Kingsman film as well. So of course, The Kingsman is a prequel. It was originally going to be called Kingsman: The Great Game. Now it's just The Kingsman. I struggled to follow this film, right? So I maybe I need to watch it a second time. Maybe there's something that I missed with it. But I feel like there was just no consistency in story. Obviously, so the point of this film is it's a prequel, and the point is that it shows you how the Kingsman came to be. For a lot of the film, it felt like the Kingsman already existed. It didn't, but it felt like it did. Until the very end, where they obviously start up the Kingsman. There was a weird sort of switch in who the film focused on. Now, I know films, they have different characters. You can focus on different characters. But at the start of the film, I thought we were going to be focusing on... I forget his name, but let's just call him Arthur, because that's who he ends up being at the end. Arthur. And that is who the film's about. That is who we follow. But then it starts to focus heavily on Conrad, who is Arthur's son, and Conrad doing his bits. I'm really struggling for words. I haven't got the words. It's a feeling you can't control. Okay, so the trailers heavily focused on like the villain of this film being Rasputin, and Rhys Ifans does a fucking phenomenal job of making this just the weirdest Donnie you've ever seen in your life, right? And he has such a weird role in this film. He didn't feel like the main villain at all, and he wasn't even when you get to the end of it. You realise, Arthur gets shot in the leg all the way back in 1901, and this film takes place in 1913, I believe. No, that can't be. Yeah, it said 12 years later. So yeah, must have been. Well, I don't know, because it ends up then being at the end of the war, which was whatever. Certain element to this film where I just don't think it understands where it's meant to stand, if you get what I mean. It was directed by Matthew Vaughn, so immediately I went in with high expectations, because I didn't think this one was. I thought, they're doing a prequel, so it'll be someone else. But no, it was Matthew Vaughn. Nothing like any of the Kingsman films either. You wouldn't be able to tell Matthew Vaughn directed it just off going like what he usually does in films. I'm really struggling to talk about everything I didn't like, because every time I begin something, I remember something that happened before that was weird, and then flips your perspective. Yeah, the first thing that really got me going was, I'd say the first like 30 minutes of the film, so much changes every scene, and I don't know whether they were going through time or just different locations and stuff like that. But honestly, I couldn't follow what they were trying to say. By the time they had killed Rasputin. Or was it even that? By the time they first showed up to Rasputin in when they had dinner and everything, it didn't felt like I knew any of the characters. No one had really been explained. You had the guy who ended up being Merlin and Conrad. They were having like a fight, and they were like, a training fight. And then there was this other woman who she ended up becoming Galahad. I'm really bad with these names. Oh my god. They were such, like, I don't know. I feel uncomfortable trying to describe this film. My dad really enjoyed it. That's the weird thing, and I have heard other great reviews about it. I'll lay this down immediately, right? My favourite part of this film, okay, was when Conrad, he switches out with Lee Unwin. Now, and Lee Unwin is obviously Eggsy Unwin, Gary Eggsy Unwin, Eggsy's not father, because that just, that doesn't line up time-wise, but also we know the story of Eggsy's father, how he died before he became a Kingsman, or like before he's officially initiated as a Kingsman. But he's called Lee Unwin, so I can assume a great-grandfather of Eggsy in some form, or surely not even a grandfather. I don't even think it would have dated that far back. So yeah, maybe like Eggsy's great-grandfather, Lee Unwin, played by Aaron Taylor-Johnson. So Conrad switches out roles with him because he wants to go into war and not be held back. I don't know, you guys are going to have to see the film. I can't really explain it. But so Conrad's off in war. And the whole scene, right, there's basically a British spy who's trying to run back. He gets caught in the crossfire, loses his leg. There are 6 British troopers who are trying to go over to him to find out the information, right? And they have a fight. And it has to be silent, because if not, then the flares go up and they're bright and they get shot and they get seen. So there's this whole like silent fight scene with knives and stuff, and that was fucking amazing, right? I thought that was great. And then that proceeds on. The flares go up. Conrad finds the guy. His leg's been blown off. They have a bit of a cuddle, and it's like they've got the intelligence to take back to the proof of whatever. And on the way back, the original guy whose leg got blown off dies. And then Conrad is there and he's saying, look, we got to get this back. What's your name? And he says, my name is whatever. He's the guy who gets replaced out with. Oh, wait, no, it was... I think I've got 2 characters mixed up, or I've merged 2 characters together. Was Aaron Taylor-Johnson that guy who he swapped out with? I think so. I don't know. But anyway, right? Anyway. He tells everybody in the trench his name, which is obviously the other guy's name. And they think he's a spy, so he gets shot and he's dead. And it was at that point, after we had just had one of the best... after we've just had the best scene in that film, he dies, and the story goes back to Arthur, the adult, the dad. And he's talking, and he needs to get back on his feet because his son's dead. They need to finish this mission. So he gets a nice tailored suit, gets the glasses, whatever. Because the Kingsman, to start with, was just a tailor that he liked to go to, right? And he puts on the glasses, and you get the looking better, feeling better, blah, 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 that shit. From the first 2 films, when they say looking good, Eggsy, feeling good, Merlin, whatever. And I just lost my ability to enjoy the film at that point, because it felt like they were trying to show a Kingsman, a pre-existing Kingsman story from the past, and then brought it forward to show this guy Conrad becoming a true hero. He dies. We go back to the dad, who then starts a Kingsman journey, as if the rest of the stuff wasn't Kingsman-esque. And then they have the whole thing with the parachute, and they go and kill I don't even know his name. I don't care what his name is. It was the shittest reveal in cinema history ever. That they were just holding this Scottish guy, hiding his face the entire time, and then he's revealed to just be some cunt from the beginning. I'm sure he's an historical figure. I'm sorry if I don't know. But yeah. And then there's like loads of mountain goats, and there's a recurring theme where the bad guy keeps like hurting mountain goats, and then he ends up being getting stabbed by one. And by the end of the film, they make the Kingsman. They all got given names: Galahad, Lancelot, Merlin, and the film ends on that. I don't know if there was a post-credit scene. I left immediately. I wasn't staying. I was tempted to leave during the film, but my dad was enjoying it, so I thought I'd keep to it. And just if you want to hear the Kingsman explained badly, you're watching the right video, right? Oh my god, this isn't. I'm sorry. You know what? This isn't even a review of the Kingsman. This is me trying to fathom it and not being able to. Maybe I just missed a crucial part at the beginning. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention. But also, no. That was the biggest waste of my time this year. And I've had my time wasted a lot this year. So, and even though I thought I just wasn't following or enjoying the film as much as I wanted to be, because when the film started and we had the Kingsman logo and that theme came back, I was ready. I was ready for a Kingsman film. And this just isn't that at all. Maybe, do you know what I think it is? I think I have a secret love for war films, right? Or secret like soft spot, because I'm not a huge fan, but I think I was going in to see a war film, and then I heard the theme song at the start, and I saw the logo, and I was like, you know what, no, what, yeah, this is a Kingsman film, why am I, like, yeah, Kingsman film, and then I was thinking, it's just going to be these two merged together, but instead it was some weird part war film. It was essentially just set in like 1914 or something, and then there was some aspects of war, and obviously the king of England, and then Russia and Germany and all that stuff. There was that element to it, and then there was tried to be a bit of comedy. I never really found anything funny, but there we go. I'm not gonna waste any more of your time than the Kingsman wasted mine. I'm still hopeful for Kingsman 3, but yeah, I haven't made a video since like August or even before then, but the Spider-Man trailer came out. We have a film coming out called Spider-Man Vendetta. Go check out the trailer. I'm shooting more of it tomorrow, and then we're near enough done. Okay, I need to stop. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see a theory I did on the Kingsman, on what I think will happen in Kingsman 3, there'll be a link in the description below. I made that a while ago, and I might redo it soon before the film comes out and just reiterate my theory just to see if I'm right. Thanks for watching, and I will see you at some point. Goodbye.